Alright, welcome everyone to this video on how to set up the Eclipse Phase sheet and Custom Compendium. To start out, we're going to do a new project and we're going to name it something, and we're going to give it the Eclipse Phase tag so that people can find it. It's not really important at this point. Then we have to choose a sheet. Now we can go and just find the actual Eclipse Phase sheet in the list. But for this tutorial, what we actually want to do is to do the custom sheet. So we're going to go back and we're going to select the custom sheet from the dropdown. All right, and that's all we need for now. So we'll go and create this game. Wait a bit until it's done. All right, here we are. Then we have to go to settings and game settings in order to actually upload the data that we need for the custom sheet. All right, scroll down a bit. There you can see the custom template. So now we have to copy paste the HTML, CSS, and a translation file into these fields, and then we can save. Now I've already opened the project in the background here, the PSheet project, as you can see, and there you can find links to the current live version, or the most recent version of the sheet sources, basically, right? So you go down there, you see that the sources link is there, you follow that link. I'm going to open a new tab because I might need this later, so I'm going to leave this open in the background. All right, so then we come to the official repository, the Roll20 character sheet repository, in the folder for Eclipse Phase alternate sheet, and then the files we're going to use this HTML file there. All right, that is what we're going to copy paste into the HTML field. We need the CSS file. I'm also going to open that in a new tab, and we need the translation.json file. Again, open this in a new tab in the background. All right, so then we can close this. We don't really need this anymore. Now we're here at the HTML sheet, right? This is what we want to post into the HTML field, and we have to open it raw. Do not copy paste out of this. Only click on the row button, copy paste this, and go. You select all. You can also just press Command A or Control A, whatever works on your system, and then Control C, copy, or Command C, whatever works. We don't need this tab anymore. We're going to go back to our campaign settings now, and we're going to paste this into the HTML layout tab. Don't paste it in the wrong tab. That would be bad. I'm going to paste it here. Got this. You see it kind of colors it nicely. It's fine. So we go to the next tab. Now we need to find our CSS data. Okay, so we find the right tab. Right, it's this one. There you can see it's the EP sheet CSS. Again, do not copy from here. Go to the raw button. Click that one and copy this variant. The other one may have weird characters. Go select all, copy. All right, go back to our campaign settings. Now we can close this tab. We don't need it anymore. Go back to our campaign settings over there, and then paste it into the CSS styling tab. Go paste. All right, and you can see again, I color it nicely. It's probably a sign that works. Okay, then we have to do the translation. We also left that open in a tab there. It's the second tab to the right. All right, you can see it says translation.json. My goodness. Again, copy the raw variant. Select everything. All right, copy. And we can close this tab, don't need this anymore. Move over back to the campaign settings and paste it into the translation tab. Now we can ignore the preview tab, we're not going to need that one. Though these three things is all we need to set up the sheet itself. All right, so go down there, save changes, and then that should work. Once it's done loading, we're all set. All right, now we can go out of here again and start looking at scripts, right? Because we need both the companion script and the compendium script. So we go over there, we go back to settings. Now we don't go to game settings, we go to API scripts. All right, for this to load. All right, you can see the API output console down there, and you can throw the script library. Now again, just like with the sheet, we can select the compendium script from here. Okay, but that's not what we're going to do in the tutorial. Again, we are going to do the custom version. All right, so we're going to create a new script instead. We're not going to save this, but you can see a lot of documentation here and things like that. we're just going to do a new script here and do the same thing manually, basically, to get matching versions. I'm going to name it companion script, or companion.js. And we need to get the source of the script and paste it here. Now we go back to our tab with the EP sheet repository, and then you can see there's a link down there that points you to the current script release. Okay, so go there and you see it has 3 files. We don't care about the zip ones, we care about the raw.js one. And you see it's not quite small. So we have to download this, we have to open it with whatever you happen to have. I have Sublime Text, so I'm going to do it with that, but any text editor will do, as long as it doesn't do weird things with line breaks or something like that. All right, so you have this here, and again, we're going to go and we're going to select everything, and then we're going to copy it. All right, copy there. All right, go back to our browser. I happen to use Firefox for this. Right, and then we go to the script tab. Right here is where we opened our companion.js script, and we're going to paste it into this field. And this time we, of course, have to go and save the script. All right, wait for that to save. It's 1.6 megabytes. It may take a moment to upload. And then the page is basically going to reload. It's going to show us the new tab with the companion.js, and if you have the campaign running, it's going to show some boot up stuff in the console, but the campaign is not running right now, right? It's just in the script setup mode. Okay, now we have to set up the compendium script. So we're going to do a new script for that. I'm going to call it compendium. And then we have to find the sources for this, of course. So how do we find the sources for this? Well, we go to the compendium repository. We don't need the other one anymore. The other one was the sheet and script repository. We don't need this. We need the EP compendium repository. Right, and then we go to releases, because we want to take basically the latest matching release, and that happens to be 6.0.0 right now. All right, you can see there are 3 files there. Okay, the one that we need now is the JavaScript file. Again, download this, open it with your favorite text browser, text editor, I'm sorry. Select everything, copy it. Go and copy, and then go back to your browser, Firefox in my case, and to our script settings, and then in our new compendium tab script here, where we haven't saved anything yet, we're going to go into the field, and we're going to paste the content there, and then save that script as well. And so it contains all the compendium data, basically. All right. So that is all the script we need for now. Now we can basically go back to our campaign, and we can actually launch it and see that some things work there. All right, so go back to the campaign, done with all the settings. We're going to go launch game and wait for this to load. It's going to take a moment. All right, there we go. You can see I have Roll20 ES installed. You're going to see that there's something that we're going to need about this. All right, you can see the Roll20 ES tools there. I'm going to get back to that later. Now, what that gives me is that we have this macro import thing. You don't have that if you do not have the Roll20 ES extension installed. You can go below the video, and I have the link there. So I recommend you install it. You don't have to, of course, but if you do, you can use this macros.json file. Otherwise, you have to copy-paste all the macros manually from the MD file. But if you have Roll20 ES installed, you can just save this macros JSON file somewhere where you're going to find it again, preferably. I'm just going to do it into my download folder. All right. Well, I happen to already have it there, so I'm just going to overwrite the one I have there. All right. And then we go back to Roll20. All right, we're going to go to browse there, and we're going to find it in our download folder. I'm going to scroll a bit. Where is it? Not the data, it's the macros, right? Not the data.js, it's the macros.json, all right, with the version number. We select that one, we go open, and then we click import. And if our file is right and we did everything right, it's going to show us a list of all the macros it can possibly import. You can see that there are a bunch of macros basically for every category of stuff that you can import, and a search macro at the very top. All right, those are the automatically generated macros. Okay, so we're going to just take all of them. All right, now we can see here in a list we have all the compendium related macros imported, which is very convenient. All right, now let's try a bunch of this stuff just for fun. So in order to be able to use those macros, of course, well, the search one we can simply do. We don't need character. For most of the others, we're going to need a character. So if you just want to search in the compendium, we don't want to import anything yet, just find an item. Let's say we want to find a pistol. We open the thing, we type pistol, and there we go. And we're going to see a list of results here. And every result comes with two tiny marker things to the right, a question mark and this kind of arrow. The question mark opens more information. Right? Opens like a detailed view of the item. And this tiny arrow always imports things into a selected character. Now, we don't have a selected character, so we can't import anything right now. So let's just go and quickly create a character so we can actually do this. All right, again, this import character thing up there, you're only going to have that if you have Roll20s. So ignore that, and we just do a basic empty character from scratch. All right, and you can see it has actually loaded our custom sheet in version 1.12.3, I'm sorry. And we want to import something to gear, right? Because a pistol, we loaded pistols, right? Pistols are gear. And to do so, we have to have a token, right? A token that is linked to the character. So we're just going to drag the character onto the sheet quickly. And then we can click this import button with the token selected. Very important, always have the token selected, otherwise it's not going to work. And we get some feedback, what worked and what didn't work. And you see that there's a slight complaint down there in the corner of our input statement. You can also see that reflected here in where it says none. All right, the problem is it couldn't find the skill that we're supposed to use for seeker weapons, right? The seeker weapon skill. And the reason, of course, we don't have any skills. We just created this character. So let's just go quickly and generate all the default skills, which the sheet conveniently does for us with some time. There we go, all the standard skills. And now we actually have an entry down there for seeker weapons. I mean, we don't have any points on it, but we don't necessarily need that for the import to find it. Okay, so let's just do the import again so that we see that this time it finds the skill correctly. So we're just going to we're going to delete this seeker pistol again from our list so that we can just import it again. I mean, you can also import it over the existing one, but let's do it like this for now. Okay, so go back to our result for the seeker weapon, click the import button. Remember to have the token selected. Okay, and now it says in the output, it says OK. It doesn't throw any error messages. And you can also see here now that it actually has the seeker weapon skill selected. And now if we click on seeker pistol, it will actually use a seeker weapon skill with some test modifiers, say, at a particular range to do a roll for us. And in this case, we failed quite terribly. All right, one thing you can notice is that the font doesn't look so amazing. To make it look a bit nicer, you can allow this kind of protection thing that prevents the font loading. Now, if you're uncomfortable with this, and you probably should be, to be honest, don't do it. I mean, you can deal with the fonts that don't look as amazing, but you can see if you do go and enable it, it looks a bit nicer. It's not a huge difference, so it's totally up to you if you're fine with taking the security risk or not. I do it because I know what I wrote. It's my own sheet, so I know it doesn't do anything bad, but I totally understand if you don't feel that way. If it was someone else's code, I probably wouldn't feel that way either. One nice thing that we can do is we can actually have our sheet roll via the API. And the convenient thing that will do for us is, it gives us this API text exchange field. We'll also do some nice roll calculations and things like that, but primarily tells us that we're using the script. Now, here we have this Eclipse Phase Tools website, which I've done, which is basically another front end actually for the compendium and also for generating characters. All right, so instead of doing all the data manually, if you're GM and you just want a quick NPC, you can use this character generator. Go, pick some settings and go and generate some characters. It will take a moment because they're rather big in Eclipse Phase. And then you get kind of this preview thing that you can just run off if you're not using Roll20. But if you're using Roll20, like we do, of course, you can go and you can use this JSON export copy button there. You just click on that like I just did. And then you have it in your clipboard. And you copy paste it into this API text exchange field. All right, we go and we paste it there, and you can see all the stuff. It doesn't matter what it says, and that's totally irrelevant. But what we're going to do is we're going to select our token again, and then we are going to ask the system to import this whole character for us from this text field. All right. I had to look at the command quite quick because I can't remember. We should probably make a macro for that as well. It just wasn't in the import set. So the command for importing stuff from there is the !EP compendium minus import, because we're going to import something, and then -- from sheet. That will tell it to use whatever is in the API text exchange field. I run that, and you see it's going to try and import something. Don't mind the 0 items, it doesn't count the character as an item, but you can see that it went and imported a lot of things from the character that we generated automatically before, and it also cleared out the import field again. And now you can see we have all this background information, we have all our aptitudes set up for this character, we have the name put in, we have all the skills that have nice values now, all of the things basically from the import. We have a morph set up because the character came with a morph. That's it. Thanks everyone for watching, and the best of gaming to you.